Okay, glad to see Gary, Kurt, and Stu are the only ones with any resilience to make the trip. You guys are all just lagging behind, all right? And I'm just kidding, okay? Anyways, great team win. Really so proud of this group. Just the way they continue to battle and fight. Certainly wasn't perfect, but you talk about the three phases picking one another up. Brandon Powell's punt return for a touchdown when we had to have it after they started to really kind of get momentum back in their favor was huge. I thought the defense was outstanding. T. Howard's pick, big time. They made him earn everything. And then really, I think what says as much about Matthew Stafford as anything is, hey, it wasn't perfect. I put him in some bad spots, but in some key crunch time, known passing situations, he delivered in a big way. The one to Kupp on third down, the one to Odell for the touchdown, just big-time plays. And then I thought the one off schedule to Higbee on the right sideline in the high red area was huge. Sony Michel was outstanding. Alaric Jackson to be able to step in and play left tackle, no flinch. Coleman Shelton bumping into center. David Edwards starts the game at left tackle. You know what we're saying? It's unbelievable. It takes all 48. I'm exhausted. Let's keep the questions to a minimum. I'm just kidding. All right, go ahead.
How does it feel? I know you said this was just like one step, but you did clinch a playoff spot. You moved into control of the division.
Yeah, it's one step, just like you said. You know, first of all, to be able to get into the playoffs, it's something that you never take for granted. It's such a challenging league. It's so competitive. So really, hats off to our players, to our coaches. Can't say enough about just the resilience of this group, the mental toughness. But now we want to be able to stay on top of this division. We got a great opportunity and a great challenge against an excellent Baltimore Ravens football team next week. It'll be good to hopefully get some guys back and then be able to have kind of somewhat of a normal week of preparation. These last 3 weeks have really been a true whirlwind. But for our guys to be able to go undefeated in the month of December after the month of November that we had, it says as much about this group as you need to know, but we got to keep it rolling.
And so you talked about how it was kind of head spinning. You got all your starters back Friday.
Yeah.
So can you take us through what happened?
Yeah, I kind of found out later on that he ends up, after we have that practice, all right, he's positive for COVID. And then you're really saying, okay, what's we were potentially going to get Joe Noteboom back. If we were playing on Monday, he would have been back, and so Joe's a guy that we look at really as a starting caliber tackle. So now you're saying, okay, what's the best way to operate? Because of how well Coleman Shelton had played, felt like let's put him at left guard. Let's move Big Dave Edwards out to left tackle. We lose Brian Allen fairly early in the game. Coleman slides in. David goes back to his original spot, and then Alaric Jackson, man, he's a pretty impressive rookie. I mean, definitely was unfazed, came in and did a great job, and really proud of that group. I think it says a lot about Kevin Carberry, Nick Jones, Zach Cromer, but also the leadership. It was great to get Rob Havenstein back today, and then looking forward to hopefully getting Big Witt and Noteboom back. And it really, we've really had our depth challenged, and I think it shows the strength of that unit, Gary, with the way these guys have been able to step up these last few weeks.
And Brandon Powell,
unbelievable.
How did you guys identify him?
Really, it was one of those deals that, just kind of keeping eyes open. Great job by Les and his group. Raheem Morris had some familiarity with him. Matthew even played with him in Detroit. And so he's a guy that's kind of been around, and he is an impressive guy. He's brought a great spark to our team. I think he's been excellent really in both phases of the return, not only the kick return and punt return. You felt his presence made immediately when he started returning them against Jacksonville, and then for him to have the punt return for the touchdown. What a great job by the special teams, and then Van Jefferson to close it out. Was really pleased with that.
Sean, just any injury updates on Brian Allen, Joe Henderson, and Ernest Jones?
Yeah, don't have any updates on those guys. None of those guys were able to return. Hopefully we'll get some news back, but don't have any updates on those guys yet. Haven't gotten with Reggie and his group yet, Stu.
And then Travin Howard, stepping up the way he did, coming up with his first career interception. What you like about the way he played today?
You felt his presence. It's his athleticism, run and hit ability. Made a bunch of plays. I think, as much as you can say about just, hey, he was active, made an impact on the game. And again, another guy, it's just not too big for him. I think Chris Shule did a great job having the depth of that unit being ready to go. Anytime you lose Ernest, that's a big loss for us. But I thought Travin did a great job stepping in today.
I don't know what Sony finished per average, but at that point it was over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Did you sense game planning to get out that?
Yeah, we thought that was going to be the case just based on some of the things that they were doing defensively, but I thought guys got great removal at the line of scrimmage. The run game truly takes all 11, but Sony was outstanding, all right, especially to be able to kind of control it when we needed to get the momentum back in our favor. I think after everything was going as poorly as it was offensively, to come back, be able to control the football, running it, getting 2 scoring drives in a row where we got the momentum back in our favor was huge. And Sony really, for the last month, he's been a workhorse. He's been one of the, the standouts for us when we've gone 4-0 in the month of December. Really pleased with him. It was great to get Thomas Brown back today as well.
Sean, not too many teams can overcome a 3-turnover game.
Yeah.
So do you point that to the punt return?
Well, I think that's a big factor. I think us getting a turnover in the tight red area with T. Howard's interception, and the guys just keep battling. That's not the formula for success. For our team, we've talked about that over and over, but it doesn't mean that the game ends if you do lose the turnover battle. And I think Matthew Stafford's resilience, mental toughness was on display. There's going to be a couple things where, first and foremost, you want to put our guys in better spots. But I think, that's why he's our leader, he's our guy, is because, you talk about competitive greatness, being your best when your best is required. He found a way to gather himself. I never felt like he was fazed. I think he was more just frustrated at just some of the things that we know we're capable of operating and executing at a higher level. But when we had to have it, he delivered in a big way, and that was outstanding, and not surprised at all.
All right, we'll start with the Zulu, dude.
All right, we'll start with Jordan.
Hey, Sean, the sudden change situations that your defense was put in, did you feel sort of a calmness, assertiveness from them despite sort of the chaotic nature of that?
I certainly did, Jordan. That's not ideal, but for those guys to be able to do what they did, especially on the first few where they're holding up the field goals, was big time. Can't say enough about that. And then we got to do a better job of not putting our defense in some of those spots. But they came through in a big way, and obviously Aaron made his presence felt throughout the course of the day as well.
This defense, obviously there's a bit of a learning curve, adjustments, personnel changes, things like that early in the season. Particularly in those specific situations where their best is needed, as you say, are you starting to feel that identity solidify down the stretch here? I
don't think there's a question about it. There's no doubt, Jordan, and guys have done a great job. And then you just talk about, it's a next man up. We've had a lot of adversity to lose Ernest Jones when we did, and for T. Howard to be able to step in. Troy Reeder continues to make his plays. It was good, and I do think these guys are playing their best. I just think as a team, what I've really liked is the way we're picking one another up. For the special teams to make that play when we had to have it, it was a great team win. There's some things that we can certainly learn from, but I was pleased with these guys and love this defense, Jordan.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Kevin?
Hey, Sean. What went into Brandon Powell's punt return? And I'm wondering what your feeling is when one of your guys somersaults into the end zone.
Hey, he scored, he was clear right there. It was a great job. I was very excited. Anytime that you see a play like that, Kevin, it's a good reflection of the unit. That's why football is the greatest team sport there is. We were able to get the wall set up perfectly. He goes right down the sideline, and then I thought Hoyt's block at the end to really finish that out was instrumental in really being able to punch that in. And we had to have that. You talk about, you could feel it was a 3-point game. We were sputtering a little bit offensively, and then they go back up 10 was big time. And what an outstanding job by our special teams. Joe D. and Dwayne Stukes deserve a lot of credit, but mostly those players that make it come to life, I was fired up for them. And he can flip in as long as it's safe and there's nobody by him.
And then what all went into Travin Howard's interception?
Honestly, I was kind of looking at the surface. I didn't really see that one. I was kind of trying to make sure to get some things together, so I'd have to watch the film. That was one of those deals where, I'd say if you're going to take it out, man, you better get past the freaking 20-yard line right there. But it was a huge play for us. All right.
Nick.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it, Nick.
Can you just talk about your third down efficiency today, especially being at 50%? What was your assessment of that, of those drives?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job, and I thought the key third down conversions towards the latter parts of the game were huge. I mentioned it, and that's to me where Matthew really came to life. The one to Higbee, the one to Cooper Kupp, and then ultimately the touchdown to Odell. I thought those were three of our biggest conversions. Had a couple ops early on in the game where we missed some chances. We were able to run a couple. But I was really just pleased with the group as a whole, and I thought they were their best at the most important times, and, that's a credit to all 11. I thought we had really good protection, too. Coach Zimmer and those guys do a great job of really stressing your protections, your rules with the different pressure packages that they can activate, and, we did a good job towards the latter parts of that game for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it, Nick.
Quickly wrap with Claudia and Dennis.
Hey, Sean, congrats on the win. I don't know if you were asked this, you were kind of cutting in and out. The Vikings have a good offense, but you were able to contain them. What gave you an edge over their offense? Anything specific?
I really just think I think Raheem and the defensive staff did a great job, and then the players made it come to life. I thought, we were able to kind of shut down the run. I thought, Jalen did a good job when he was matched up on Jefferson. They did make a couple plays here and there, but I thought we really limited their opportunities. For them to be 2 for 11 or whatever they finished up on third down, I thought was a big part of it, Claudia. But this is an explosive offense. They make a lot of plays. I think Clint Kubiak does a great job mixing it up. I have tremendous respect for Kirk Cousins. If it wasn't for Kirk Cousins, I would never be a head coach based on our experiences, going back to Washington. And so I know how good those guys are. They have a great scheme, great players, and I thought our defense answered the bell in a big way today, Claudia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dennis.
All right.
Coach McVay, what was the key to your team stopping the run today?
I just think early all hands on deck. I thought we were able to hit blocks at the point of attack. I thought we were sure tacklers, and I thought really guys were being able to win. A lot of those were the run defense is a reflection of being able to hit blocks and then guys being able to finish plays on contact. Madison's a tough, strong runner. But I thought we were able to do a pretty nice job throughout the course of the day. Anytime that you keep them to 3 yards a carry, they're going to be patient with it. I was really pleased, and 17 of those I think came from Cousins.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll start with you. Hey, Brandon, can you take us through that punt return for a touchdown and what you did and how you feel like it impacted the team?
Really, I just did the easy part. If you watch the punt return, Grant and Jacob Fung, they got it started for me. They took the gunner out, and basically I just did the easy part. I just caught the ball and ran up the sideline. So, I give all the props to the 10 guys out there blocking for me because they did. They've been doing a hell of a job ever since I became a returner. They've been making their blocks ever since I got back there. So it's like all I do is just the easy part, just catch the ball and run.
What's it been like for you to join this team when you did, make an immediate impact against the Jaguars, and now you turn the game around with a touchdown?
It's just a blessing, man. Just show that just keep working hard. Your time's gonna come, and that's really all it is. I just keep your head down. I thank Coach Sean McVay, everybody for the Rams for bringing me here. I just thank my teammates for believing in me, going out there blocking every week for me. That's all. I just I want to score for them. That was for my team, for the Rams. So that's all it was.
Brandon, you have the game ball with you?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be with me for till we get back to LA.
Are you gonna do anything special with it?
I'll probably go to sleep with it. I'm in that hotel. That hotel get kind of lonely, so I'm gonna probably be sleeping with this tonight.
And then there was a point where you were pointing on that punt return. What were you seeing there? And kind of describe
I saw 26, and from film, he was a pretty good kick returner. He got speed, and I saw Hoyt. He was running towards me, and I was trying to direct him, block him. And once he got that block, that was a big block. That's really what sprung it for me. Just run up the sideline, and that's what I was pointing at him, to tell him to get that block, and he.
kind of to pick up on what Gary asked, can you describe what it's like sitting here right now on a team that just made the playoffs compared to where you were a few months ago?
It was, I was a few months ago. I was at, actually in Miami at my house, on the beach reading a book. That was my life every day for 3 weeks. Just not knowing what was gonna happen, but I kept working. Kept believing in myself, trusted in God, and now I'm here with the Rams going to the playoffs. It's 4 years in the league. It's my first time going to the playoffs, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Brandon, I also noticed that I think you have the message BU written on
Oh,
your
yeah.
flag. What's the meaning of that?
I just been starting those 3 weeks, I was home, I picked up had a friend, introduced me to, reading more books, trying to better myself. And, one of the books, it was just like, just be you, do what you believe in, you control your life. And, that's all it is. I just tell myself, that's a reminder myself every day, just be you. Go out there, be the special player you are, thankful for God for giving me the abilities, to have speed, be quick, a smart player. And, just, trust in God, and that's be you. Just go play football, have fun, man. That's it.
Jerry, we'll start with you on the zone, man.
All right, we'll start with Jordan.
Brandon, after such a play like that today, is there anybody that comes to your mind, family who, kind of have been with you on this journey, believing in you, or people who have mentored you along the way?
I just think my grandma, I can't wait to call her because I know she back at home going crazy right now. She, they might need to go check on her because she probably, I don't want to say it, but I hope she all right now. I know her, my dad, my cousins, my mom, everybody in, the house that I grew up in, everybody just, they probably happy right now just to see me on TV, making plays, just having fun. So those are people that I know. That's I'm thankful for them.
The Rams have rotated through a number of kick and punt returners this year and last year as well, honestly. So to you, sort of assuming that mantle of hoping to bring some stability to that phase, what does that mean to you at this point?
I'm just going to work every week. Coach Jody and Stooks, they put a plan together every week. You just got to believe in it. The players, y'all can turn the film on every week. They're making their blocks. We get big returns, and I give all the credit to the guys out there blocking because that's the hard part. I just do the easy part, just go back there, catch the ball, and run. So, it's just, it's a great feeling to, see it all coming. It's all working.
Brandon.
Kevin?
Brandon, you burst on the scene for the Rams with the 65-yard return on your first touch. How big was that in kind of establishing that you could be the guy?
It was big for the team because, the guys, I watched the film, when I first got here. And you got a bunch of dogs out there. Those guys, they're hungry to make blocks, if anybody know football, everybody was single blocking. So, for them to make a hole that big for me to get a 65-yard return, it was big, and it's just those guys been believing in me every game. They motivate me, in practice, touchdown, that's all they say. And so this game, Coach Jody, he came into the meeting saying we're going to get a big return this week. It was on us to go out there and make it happen. And, I'm just thankful for those guys for blocking for me and believing in me.
And then on today's return, how many yards out were you when you decided you were going to somersault into the end zone?
I don't even know. I just, I saw Hoyt get that block on 26. I turned, nobody was there. I honestly don't even know. I can't even remember the flip. I just know I was happy I watched my language, but I was just happy. I was happy to get in the end zone, man. I don't even remember the flip, honestly.
So is that not a usual thing for you?
Nah, normally I just get a ball to the ref, go back to the sideline, celebrate with my teammates. But, today it was just, man, it's a blessing, to see it all come in, all play out like it did, man. It's just a blessing.
That was just kind of an expression of joy?
It was just, I'm pretty sure my grandma probably, that's what she wanted to do, so that's why I did a flip. Pretty sure my dad probably got a pulled hamstring from running down the street or something right now, but, that's celebrating for them.
That's great. Thank you.
No problem.
We'll wrap with Nick.
Hey, congrats on the win and get the touchdown as well. You talked about the books that you have read, but what is the one book in particular that stood out to you that really you really felt like it made a change in your life?
There's a book called Attitude is Everything. That book, I'm actually reading it again right now because it was just a great book, and just teaching you about your attitude, how you approach the day. Wake up every day with a positive attitude. You're in charge of your life and you're in charge of your decisions. So every day I just wake up and try to be positive every day. Good things been happening, and it's like, man, I just that's why I'm reading that book again, because it's like it's a great book. And it just taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know about myself. And it's like, that's a book that I would recommend a lot of people to read, that feel like they're not good enough, or, everything's not going the way they plan. Just read that book, and it's a great book to just show you, just approach every day with a positive attitude. Things that come, they'll happen the way God wanted to. And That's all it is.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
How you doing?
Can you take us through that, what, getting into that game and then making a big play with the interception?
I just came in with the mindset of I was a starter, so prepared like a starter, even though I was playing mostly special teams. When Ernest went down, I went in and I made plays.
That one, the interception in particular, what happened on that play?
We was in the quarters coverage over there. My guy, I knew he was trying to come in, run maybe like a slam behind me, and I was just reading the quarterback eyes, and when you run to the ball, good things happen.
Travin, what's it like for you to just have a game like this, given everything you've been through, injury-wise, and like you said, mostly playing on special teams, so?
Man, it's been crazy. Like last year, before the season, being penciled in as a starter, and then dealing with injuries, and then going through this year and playing mostly special teams, and just staying with it, just staying locked in and waiting on my time, and when I got my time, and these are the results.
On a similar note, you guys are in the playoffs, so it's not just great to have a game like you did, but this means you to keep your heart and soul up with all the work you put into the playoffs.
Man, it means everything, man, especially to go in and perform the way I performed today and just play well. It means a lot.
All right, on Zoom, Kadir.
All right, we'll start with Kevin.
Hey, Travin. Not only you, but Alaric Jackson, Brandon Powell, some guys who are, just emerging as big Rams contributors, had a big day today. What does it mean that the Rams dug so deep into depth on a day that you wind up, clinching a playoff spot?
It just means we have a lot of depth. When your numbers call, you just got to be ready. Like I said, prepare like you're a starter. When you go in, you will be ready. Just be prepared. Preparation is key.
Mm-hmm. Then how would you describe the performance by the defense overall today?
Overall, we got the dub. I say it's 100%. It was great.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap with Jordan.
Hey, Travin, thanks for taking the time. When you guys are put in those sudden change situations, what's the sort of sentiment or the message you guys say among each other on the defense when you have to go back and hold, especially in some of those tight areas?
Just stay locked in, just defend every inch of the grass, and you just stay locked in and play hard and make your plays.
When things get chaotic like that, it seems like this defense has sort of found itself within that place, found more of an identity as time has passed, especially after all the change that everybody's gone through. Does that feel like that to you? Like you guys are really starting to find that identity down the stretch here?
I think so. We have a lot of guys that are capable of going in and performing well, and when you get your chance, like I did today, just go out there and perform to the best of your ability and perform well.
Thanks, Travin.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Travin.
match it. That makes sense.
So we start with you, Jake. So, Matthew, you guys clinched playoff spot, take control of the division.
Yep.
What's your reaction to that?
Obviously, a great team win. Tough place to come in and play. This team's played everybody they played this year really tough. Knew they were going to give us a big time fight. I thought our defense played outstanding. Run game was great. Less than spectacular, in the pass game. 3 turnovers is going to hurt us, in a lot of games. So it's nice to come away with a win. There's no doubt about that. But I can play better. We can play better. So there's always that.
What were the issues for you today in terms of your struggle?
All different, First one, once I snuck out there, wish I would have just run. Get what I can get down. Kind of in between on whether I was going to throw that to him or throw it away, and just yanked it. Terrible play, to be honest with you, backed up. One of them's tipped. You're going to have to live with those. And the other one, I kind of got hit right as I threw it. I still think there's a throw out there if I don't get hit on that one, probably a throw out there to Van for a big play. So missed Odell on another 3rd and 1 short play. They took a bunch of attention to Cooper and had a chance to hit Odell for a big one and shortchanged that one too. So I can definitely play way better. Frustrated a little bit, with how I played, but in the second half we needed some plays. We were able to do enough in the pass game to come away with a win.
And what is a play like when Brandon Powell, after kind of those struggles, you get a play like that? What is that?
I've been with BP for a while. He was in Detroit with me. He's got great ability, man. We went to Lambeau together a couple years ago, and he had 100 receiving. So he's got that ability in him. Really happy for him to make a huge play in a huge game. A chance to clinch a playoff berth and take back the lead in the division. And Brandon Powell, who's everything that's right about NFL football. The guy works his tail off. He's bouncing around a little bit, trying to find a home, but just really happy for him, happy for his success, and it was a huge play in the game. He was in there when we were taking a knee at the end of the game, and I figured brought him in the huddle. Was like, got to give it up for this guy. That's 7 points was the difference in the football game. So it was a huge play that we needed, and I'm just happy and proud of him.
Matthew, what was your reaction as you were seeing him take that 61 yards to the house?
It was a great job setting it up. The whole return unit did a great job building the wall. BP pointed out the last guy that we needed to block. I think Hoyt got on him and blocked him. I think that's who it was, and the rest was history. I was just happy for him. It was a huge play in the game for our team. Our defense had just gotten a big-time stop, and for him to take it back was a huge momentum play for us.
Matthew, you're in the playoffs, something that you haven't done in 5 years. Can you enjoy it for the time being that it's been so long?
Yeah, I think we obviously guaranteed ourselves a spot. Would love to make that spot as good as we can make it from here on out, and control, where we sit in the seedings. And I think it's important to go into it playing good football. Today was good team ball, but a lot to clean up in the pass game for us. So, I think there's still more out there for us, but at the same time, I am excited knowing that, after January 9th, there's going to be some more ball.
All right, we'll start with Little.
Lindsay?
Matthew, I know you guys are just wrapping up this game, but you said coming here that you want to be able to play on these big stages, and it's going to be pretty big the next 2 weeks with you guys having a chance to clinch the division. What kind of challenge do you think is ahead?
Obviously a good Baltimore team. A team that's got a lot of talent. We'll see if we get Lamar or not, but if we do, he's as good a player as there is in this league. Their defense is a little bit banged up, but they're still, really well coached, got a great coordinator. They're aggressive, so it'll be a lot of a big challenge for us. An opponent that I'm not, extremely familiar with. I'm not sure a lot of guys on our team are either. I'm not sure how many times they've played them in the past around here. But, I'm going to have to get to know them and go on the road, across the country and play a tough team.
And understanding the offense had a few things that would have liked to have gone better, but with Sony Michel, do you guys feel like you've kind of established an identity altogether as a passing and running game?
I think he did an outstanding job. I got to give a lot of credit to our offensive line as well. We had Witt out, Noteboom was out. We lose Brian Allen in the first quarter. They're shuffling all around. David Edwards starts the game at left tackle, bumps into left guard. Alaric comes in. Coleman bumps from left guard to center. We don't miss a beat, and those guys dominated the line of scrimmage. It's the reason we won the game. It's the reason why we scored 30 on offense, was because those guys up front played as well as they did. opening holes for Sony, and then nobody really wants to tackle that guy on the second level. He's heavy, does a great job of playing low, giving, not much to hit. And then, Darryl came in and had a nice run or two there as well. So, I'm excited for those guys, excited for the run game. Obviously, some things in the pass game we can do a whole lot better and get to where we want to be.
Thanks.
Claudia.
Matthew, congratulations. Talking about, Sonny Michel, can you talk about when he's running the ball, how much patience you see? He seems to find those gaps for good yards.
He does a great job reading it. He does a great job, just trusting his keys. Our guys up front do a great job of finishing blocks. Sometimes it looks like there's not much there, and then our guys strain a little bit more up front, finish a block, and he, slides through a crease and makes a nice run. So I think all of our backs are running it great. Sony's doing a hell of a job the last month. He's been really carrying the load, with Darryl out some. So, just happy for those guys, happy that the run game is doing as well as it is.
Thank you.
Maria.
Hey, Matthew, this team has really risen to the occasion in the face of adversity over the last 2 or 3 weeks. How do you sort of keep that going now through the rest?
Yeah, it's a mentally tough group. We got a lot of guys that, whether it was COVID or injuries or lack of practice or meetings, don't know if we're going to have them, if we're not, where we are, Zoom, all that kind of stuff. It's been a wild, 2.5, 3 weeks. And then we've had some adversity in some games as well. Today was as adverse as we can, make it. Turning the ball over as many times as we did, making it difficult on ourselves and our defense. But the guys in this locker room, they believe in each other. We all believe in each other, and it goes a long way out there. So just happy that we keep building that mental toughness, keep putting ourselves in these testy spots and coming out of it. Would love to play a little bit better and have it a little bit more smooth sailing, but this is NFL football and things happen. We just got to continue to keep playing, and our guys do a great job of that.
Thank you.
Nick.
Hey, Matthew, congrats on the win. You talk about just the mental toughness and even the cohesiveness with everything that's been going on with you guys throughout the season. Going undefeated in the month of December, how much does that go back to when you guys just got together from the start of the season to where you guys are right now? Obviously, pregame and OTAs and training camp and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's important to play your best football at the end of the year. As a team, we've done a nice job in the month of December. Rest will be played in 2022. We got to go out there and make sure that those are, as good or better than we've been playing. And be able to win on the road against a good team without playing your best is nice, But we know that those opportunities are fewer and fewer now, so we got to play better and better. But proud of our team. Proud of the way we've been battling, and just got to clean some things up and play a little bit better.
Jordan.
Hey, Matthew, 2 quick ones for you. First, when the line has to shuffle as much as it does, and then you touched on it a couple weeks ago. First, you're taking snaps from a right-hand center, and then a left-handed center, and then your left tackle changes to a rookie UDFA, and all of these things are happening. What are maybe some of the anecdotal communications that you have to have or they have to have together in order to make that work in their own sort of sudden change? Yeah,
I think we do. We have some great leaders up there, and some guys that have played enough football and understand. Hey, I played a lot of ball, and I've had all sorts of guys, have to come into a game and play and finish a game out or start a game, whatever it is. So I trust those guys every time we snap the ball that they're going to do their assignment just like they trust me and trust everybody else around them. That's what this team is built on. That's what offensive football is built on, is trusting the guy next to you that he's going to do his job, and those guys do a great job of that. They're all prepared when they come into the game, and then just let their physical abilities, kind of come to life. I just try to communicate as much as I possibly can with those guys. Anything I'm seeing, just to try and help them out.
And then on the other side of the ball, when the defense is in those sudden change situations, and this week especially, do you see sort of a cool-headed assertiveness from them? And where do you think that comes from, if so? Yeah,
I think they played fantastic. We put them in some tough spots a couple times, and they made some huge plays. Whether it was holding them to 3, turning the ball over in the red zone, I thought they did an outstanding job. I think the usual cast of characters played outstanding. The guys that are our best players on defense, and then we had some guys that had to step up. T. Howard had to come in and play a little bit more than he's been playing. Reader again, just because of Ernest. So it was all hands on deck operation from all phases of the game and all phases of our team. But was really proud of the way they played. It's cool to be on a team with a defense that's playing that well.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yep.
We'll quickly wrap with Kevin and Dennis.
Hey, Matthew, you talked about the O-line, Alaric Jackson specifically. What could you tell us about his performance today, or him in general, for the many people who aren't familiar with him?
Yeah, I'll have to go look at the tape, and do all that to kind of dissect how he played today. But just anecdotally from how I was feeling in there, I felt like he stepped in and played great, didn't miss a beat. He's as steady and as even keel as they come for a rookie. It helps probably because he's a giant human being and can move and is strong, so he knows he's got that, and you wake up with that, you should feel pretty good about playing O-line. But, he does a great job in there. He learns from a guy in Andrew Whitworth every single day and watches him practice, and Joe Noteboom as well. Just gets to learn from those two guys, and that probably makes his job a little bit easier when it comes to game day.
Thank you.
And Dennis.
Matthew, can you talk about the last 3 wins? How much Arizona, Seattle, and today against the Vikings?
Dennis, do you mind repeating that? You kind of cut out just for a little bit there.
How much will the last 3 wins against Arizona, Seattle, and today against the Vikings, how much will these wins benefit the team forward?
Hopefully, got us in the position that we are today, but each week is its own test. Just because we won those 3 games doesn't mean we're going to go to Baltimore and get a win. We got to go out there and prove it. Got to go out there and do it ourselves. And really, from here on out, for the rest of the year, however many games we end up playing, that's what it boils down to, right? You just got to show up, play as good a football as you can possibly play in that 3-hour window, and let the chips fall where they may. But I know if we show up as a team and play as good as we possibly can, we're a tough out. So things to clean up, things to be better at, especially from my standpoint. I know I'll do everything I can to make sure that I play better next week and we have a better chance to win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all for today.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Cooper, you guys won despite kind of struggling there on offense, in spite of the interceptions and stuff. But what does it mean to get into the playoffs, and how Brandon Powell kind of impacted today's game?
Yeah, well, obviously, the goal is to continue playing as long as you can. So, locking up a playoff spot, that's huge, but still a lot to play for, a lot that we want to accomplish in these next couple of weeks. So, again, taking things 1 week at a time, controlling what we can control. Looking forward to going and playing a good Baltimore team this next week. So, in terms of hitting a lull there a little bit in the middle of the game, little things. There's execution. Some of that stuff is just an occupational hazard. Balls get batted down, and we're playing against a good team that makes plays. I think the bright spot there is the defense. I think a great job, considering the situations that we put them in. Some of those spots where they went 2 and out, back to back, for them to come in and being able to do what they did, where we'd left them a backed up situation and there's not much break on the sideline. So I thought they just played lights out today. Really saved us. Where in most games you turn the ball over 3 times, that doesn't look good for you. But huge play by special teams, being able to get a score, and then the defense just playing lights out was huge for us.
You've been back, practicing catching runs with Brandon Powell. So what's he been like since he joined the team, and what did that play do for you?
He's a pro. He's a pro. He handles his business. He comes out there with a great intention. Each and every day, he wants more on his plate. He's always asking for. He always wants more responsibility. He wants to shoulder more and more. And I just think he's a really good football player. So I was pumped to see him get an opportunity there and make the most of it. And I think that's just going to continue to grow, because I know the player that he is. He's not going to get complacent at all. He's going to keep driving, keep pushing. So he's a great asset for us.
What does a play like that do for you guys, especially as your situations in the second half where you're kind of trying to run to the
Yeah, well, obviously, that was right in the middle of kind of trying to get things going offensively. Did a great job just in the terms of the momentum of the game, getting something going for us in that regard. And obviously, just the energy level that brings when you get a big play like that is huge. Some great blocks on that as well. Obviously, in special teams, any play, it takes all 11. So BP did a great job. Get there, catch the ball, get to the sideline, and just have speed up the sideline there. There were some great blocks along the side. They're just seeing guys, get hyped for each other, and it's a special thing about football.
And Sean mentioned that he was pleased with the way that each phase picked each other up.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of, I don't know if mental toughness is the right word, but what does it take to, I guess, avoid potentially point fingers, getting frustrated, stay collected, and allow that to happen?
Yeah, well, I think that's just not the culture of this team. We understand that there's highs and lows. There's adversity that's going to come inevitably for each phase of this team. That's life. That's football. You got to be able to take the ebbs and the flows and pick each other up. And we got guys that have over the course of this year, from all the way back at OTAs. I mean, it's just been playing for each other over and over again. We say it all the time: play for each other, play for the guy next to you, and playing complementary football. And when someone's not carrying their weight, you're going to do your best to pick it up for them. So, that's just the mentality that we have. Sean's done a great job of instilling that in us, and we just got to keep living that out.
Second time in the month, Sean McVay goes for over 100. What do you see from this young man that they got right before the season?
And he runs really hard. I'm thankful I don't play defense, because I'd imagine every time it seems like he's hitting people, he ends up with his head facing our end zone. There's not a whole lot of times where he's facing backwards or falling backwards. A lot of falling forwards and playing with just a physicality that I think is pretty special. So I think he's been doing a great job. Offensive line's been blocking their tails off, and it takes all 11 in that regard. So he's doing a great job for us.
All right, we got just 3 on Zoom.
Lindsay?
Cooper, do you realize that you're just setting history every single game that you're playing right now? I mean, 11 games with more than 90 receiving yards is a new streak in the NFL, and as long as you go, that's going to be the record. How aware of kind of the historic season are you?
Yeah, it's not. I'm just glad we won the game, and that's at the end of the day. I just want to execute my job over and over again. A game like today, a lot of that stuff involved. A lot of my responsibility was helping out in the run game, being able to get hands on defensive ends, and working my way up to the linebackers, understanding where we're trying to push our blocking schemes and things like that. So my job is to execute whatever's asked of me week after week, and whatever ends up coming from it outside of that is, it is what it is. But I just want to be a part of our team winning games. That's what's most important to me.
And then with you guys enduring what you have the last few weeks, how eager are you to hopefully find some normalcy as you guys finish out the regular season?
Yeah, it'll be great to get back to some kind of a rhythm routine this week. We'll get a couple practices in, and it'll be good. Hopefully our field's not flooded and we can get out on the grass. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks.
We'll wrap with Kevin and Jordan.
Hey, Cooper, to have gone from winless in November to unbeaten in December, is that in any way characteristic of this team and this season?
Well, I think, like I've touched on, there's just as there are lulls in a game, that can happen in a season as well. You obviously want to minimize that as much as you can, and you want to try to minimize bad days into bad moments, bad moments into the individual bad plays, and you want to try to keep that to as short of a turnaround in terms of your response to be a positive. You want that to happen as quick as possible. We obviously had a lull this season where we didn't get that done, but guys just have continued to push. One day at a time, handling whatever problems face them. Handle the problems, be able to rectify, respond, and then move on to that next day and handle things one day at a time. I mean, what we've had to go through the last couple of weeks is, I think, a greatest example of just handling things truly one day at a time, because you didn't even know what your schedule was. You go to bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you might not even have gotten your schedule yet for the next day. So, just trying to get a one day at a time mindset is huge, and we just got to keep that mentality moving forward.
Thank you.
Cooper, on a couple of those Sony Michel runs, you were setting edges and opening some stuff up to help him get to the second level. Matthew Stafford said he doesn't think anybody wants to try to tackle Sony in the second level. Kind of an abstract question for you, but what do you feel when he goes by you like that after you've opened it up?
Yeah, well, there were a couple of times there where I was very thankful that he wasn't. I mean, he was very close to just smoking me. So, very thankful for him and his vision. It's great. Kudos to him, and I hope that he continues that trend. But it is you definitely you can feel him. You can feel the speed, the power that he runs with. And I mean, I think that the effort that he gives, play in and play out, just makes guys want to move the line of scrimmage, cover up their guys from just knowing that he's going to run through some arm tackles. He's going to keep fighting for you. So that mentality, that's huge for us.
Thanks, Cooper.
Yeah, no problem. We good?
All right.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.